what I admired most about Mark Elvis is that we can't deny the fact that Mark was very anointed and he had a tremendous gift. But that one, to me, is nothing. This guy, amidst the awareness that he was good and he had a name and people knew him, you know, he was a hit maker. This guy never hesitated. He never edited the name Jesus out of his lyrics.
Make some noise for Jesus. Make some noise for Jesus.
Even off stage, I remember one day we were in Dar es Salaam on a ferry going to the islands in Kigamboni, and there is a song I had done with my brother Straight Eloquent called Everything Jesus. This guy, Mark Elvis, it's a ferry, so there are a lot of people there. On this particular day, we had Maasai, the Maasai guys in their traditional stuff on board. And Mark Elvis comes up and he's like, you know what, let's talk to these guys about Jesus. And he goes up to them and he says, everything Jesus. Now, I'm not even so sure these guys know English, seriously, but he was telling them everything Jesus, and they were, saying that.
We got some friends right here, man.
Everything Jesus. Everything Jesus. Everything Jesus. I see.
Not a lot of artists, to be honest, that sing the gospel do that. So, to me, that was what I'm gonna miss, what the world is gonna miss of Mark Elvis.
Actually, Mark was a humble guy because basing on, if you look at a celebrity, all the celebrities tend to take themselves high. But he was a celebrity who could associate with anyone. And he was so respecting. I remember Mark for respecting even young kids. Some people don't like being around kids, when some kids, kids also love music. So you're in church, you sing, then afterwards the kids will come shouting, yeah, I love your music, I love your music. But you find him, after he's off stage, you go back, outside, you'll find him singing with kids. You'll find him having a lot of fun, maybe buying them some sweets, biscuits, giving them. Sometimes we could distribute out his CDs to these kids free of charge, and we tell them, you know what, you can go home, give it to mom, tell mom to put it in radio, and you play the music. He was really humble. I liked his humble nature, and I also liked the fact that he respected everyone. He respected himself and whoever came his way, and he was so loving.
I see you.
Yeah.
Church boy in Dar es Salaam, Indian Ocean.
Yeah.
We left for Dar 1st October. The event we had had two main events on the weekend of 5th and 6th. But then in between we went to schools. But when we were leaving Kampala, we didn't go with him. When we left, he had already gone ahead of us. He had events to do in Nairobi. He had a conference, a church called Beacon Life Church. And then he had another event he did. It was a gathering of gospel artists from South Africa, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Nairobi, some from Kampala. And then he joined us in Dar es Salaam. He found us there during the week, and we started doing the schools together. We went to a couple of schools, about 4 or 5 schools, and then we had on the 5th of October we had Ignite, which was like the main event we went for. And then on 6th, which was Sunday afternoon, we had another event by another church, actually not a church, another pastor. in the city center called JNT. In full, it's jeans and t-shirts. It's just a gathering of young people, you know, and we enjoyed. We had a good time. It was the first time I actually saw him dance on stage. He was doing the song Katikia, his new song with Exodus and Mota. Yeah, we had a good time. And then we left, I left Dar es Salaam on the Wednesday after that, Thursday actually. And the last conversation I had with him was actually Wednesday night. We had dinner at the pastor's home, the whole group. We had dinner at the pastor's home and then went back to our place where I was staying. And it was just probably about 1 a.m. in the night. You know, all just different guys were at some on the internet, others watching movies and listening to music and all that. We're just having fun in the house. And I just went over to him and I just told him, hey Mark, you know, you bless me and you know, I love you. And he just looked at me, he smiled and he's like, yeah, I know you love me. And you know, basically that was, I think, our last conversation. Because after that, I just remember telling him good night and the next morning I didn't see him because we left very early in the morning to catch the bus and we didn't wake him and the other guys, so yeah. That was our last time together.
I left Dar es Salaam on 16th. We didn't sleep. I was preparing for the journey, and Mark Elvis had been on a concert in Nairobi, the Afrofest, and you know, he had a collection, he had a database of all the music of the artists from Africa that exalt Jesus. So I gave him the flash and he was giving me that music. From midnight to 5 a.m. I was with him in the sitting room chatting. And you know, this guy, young baby into range, guy, you know, semanyi Luswahili, we were in Tanzania. Kati naturally nalisi socializing nnyo n'abantu. You know, oluva ku school outreaches na chinziraka, you know, nempuliriza music. Kati guy yali angamba, one of the things ebigenda okunyamba nga leo Mike is to, you know, okuba social, to speak. Woba mu bantu, say something. Kati, you know, I was releasing my mixtape called Ignite, and I didn't do them on beats. Nali maiminga. So I think ekyo nakyo kinenge gye kyali kimu, you know, najja nangamba nti naye omanyi you're now a big artist. You need to know sometimes it's better singa otandika okukuba wemanyize ekintu kya live music. You know, notandika okukola beats nganze bunda abankola. And muli nali ndaba a brother who is ayagala okuyamba fellow artist to, you know, okubako naye watuuka mu industry. Twayogera, then the guy who was supposed to wake me up to catch the bus, yazuukuka tukyayogera because nze sebaka ne Mark Elvis that night we were still talking. Kati Mark Elvis nangamba, wetunajje Kampala tugenda kola oluyimba nawe. I like how you do your Luga flow. So when I get back to Kampala, I'll introduce you to my manager and then we shall do something kugeya. I remember guy yanstulira bag to the car yali nzija we try to sula paka ko station. And then guy nagamba, Mukama agenda tukolamu omulimu. Mukama agenda kunkozesa bye byali ebigambo. Nenkomawo e Kampala.